Hello seekers, welcome to Punneit Astrology, your one-stop astro channel. Mercury. Well, the planet of communication, the planet that rules Gemini and Virgo, will be retrograde in the zodiac sign of Virgo between 10th of September and 2nd of October. This retrograde Mercury will be aspected by retrograde Jupiter from the sign of Pisces. And this opposition of Jupiter and Mercury can be a divine blessing for many, but also it can act as a curse if you believe in yourself way too much. Knowledge on one hand is a blessing, but an assumption of knowledge can be destructive. When you are taking any action or you are deciding on your future, you must have the full picture and must go with the facts rather than emotions. This Mercury, which is exalt, will also experience a retrograde Saturn 5th from its position and Mars 9th from its position. Whereas from 17th of September, Sun will also join Virgo and Buddha-Aditya Yoga will be formed. But because of retrograde Mercury, many people will believe in their knowledge as they have the best version of what they know and their thing, it will reduce the chance of success and will force them to revisit what they know and believe due to unfavorable circumstances. So be careful. But if you are humble, if you are grounded, if you believe that you know, but you are also ready to expand, unlearn and relearn, you will truly unlock the power of this retrograde Mercury, which in turn might bring the real talent out and will act as a catalyst in improving your personality, bringing good growth and financial success. Mercury is a planet that communicates through many forms and means. So this time can be transforming for media and communication world, and we will see major reforms throughout the world in this sector. The retrograde Mercury can trouble people with afflicted Mercury in their birth chart and people with Mercurian zodiacs such as Gemini and Virgo, ascendant or moon sign, or if you are in Mercury Mahadasha or Antardasha, or if you have major planets in Mercury Nakshatra, you will see a major impact, while other zodiacs will see an impact which we will discuss now in details. But before that, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to get notifications and to stay connected. Also follow me on Instagram for reels, and follow me on Telegram for some interesting stuff. You can also support me on Patreon, where I will upload extended version of transit videos and some more interesting stuff which I don't upload here. Link is in the description box below. And for consultations, you can drop me an email to get details on consultation. Let's begin the analysis of each Vedic ascendant. Aries ascendant. Mercury rules 3rd and 6th house for the Aries. Mercury will be retrograding in the 6th house for you and for Aries moon sign. This impacts the prarabdha karma and health related matters. Take care of your health and do not take stress and create work-life imbalance. Lack of analysis or impractical understanding of data will create enemies, so you need to work on your communication skills. Some words can make or break relations. Your enemies at the workplace may also plot against you, so stay alert. In such a situation, do not trust anyone blindly. To build a strong relationship, you will have to work on it a lot during this retrograde Mercury period. For those who are thinking of change in their job, this retrograde Buddha will give favorable results and will improve, and you will find good opportunity to change jobs or role and have lateral growth in career. An already stuck project will see some progress, but if you are an unhealthy individual, it will create unexpected delays. So have a diet plan that has a balance of all three doshas. This is a good time to recover from debts, but unnecessary loan should also be avoided during this time. It will be a favorable time for students, but it will reduce attention span. So chant Maha Saraswati mantra daily. Taurus Ascendant. Mercury is the lord of the second and fifth house for Taurus, and the planet will be retrograde in the fifth house of the people of Taurus. Quite a favorable time for students, and they will do better in their education. Avoid taking too much of stress for studies. Rather, for parents, spend time with children of the house and avoid getting angry on them. This is a good time to solve disputes with your loved ones. Avoid using harsh words. You will be able to increase your bank balance while making money through different means. But the people involved in speculative business like share market, stock market have to be careful. A quick investment will call for even quicker loss. This is, however, also not a good time for marriage, as lack of proper understanding can create differences. Do not have negative thoughts in your mind about your partner and have faith in them. However, the return of the partner of the people who had a breakup is possible during this time, so somebody can come back. This position of Mercury will give you mixed result, but you should be hopeful. Gemini Ascendant. Gemini is ruled by Buddha, and it is also the lord of the fourth house of your zodiac, and it will be retrograde in your fourth house. This will be very auspicious for you. If you are planning to build or renovate your house, Buddha will show you sign of positive progress, but will also bring some confusion and extra expense. You will also find more comfort and some leisure trips with your loved ones during this time, so enjoy that. But in family life, there can be a conflict of interest and a verbal battle causing disruption of peace. So you will have to be careful how you bring your opinion and your point of view in front of your family members. Respect each other's opinion, and give credit where it is needed. The retrograde Mercury will aspect the 10th house, which means that it will create disruption in career, especially when you are dependent on your colleague for your work or you are too casual. People working from home might find it difficult to concentrate. So create a small workplace which is quiet and peaceful in your home. Also meditate for 10 minutes every day to improve your concentration. Students involved in online education will see a lot of distractions, so be careful and don't get too much involved in social media, and prefer reading more books and memorize by writing notes, but not in an iPad, but in a notebook. Chant Ganesh mantra, Om Gam Ganapataye Namah, every day 108 times for blessings of Bhagwan Ganesh. Cancer Ascendant. Mercury is the lord of the 3rd and 12th house for Cancerians. The planet Buddha will be retrograde in your 3rd house. Well, this position of Mercury will affect your communication skills, your body language, your soft skills, and how you will present yourself, and how is your message taken and understood by other people. People who have malefic planets in their Arudha Lagna should be careful, because your words can be misinterpreted and can create a negative image about you. Now, as 3rd house represents initiatives and courage, so be careful on taking matters in your own hand when your plate is too full. Be alert on the documentation process, especially if you are a businessman, because you may misinterpret the language written. Take help wherever needed. Rework will be a common problem in the career, and this may frustrate you. Be careful on how you share your information with your friends in office, as it can be misused against you. All this frustration and being misjudged might create tensions in family life, and one wrong moment can ruin relationships. So you will have to be double cautious on how you speak, how you come across. You need to correct your actions immediately and apologize if you find that you are at fault, and before it's too late. You also may have to take matters in your own hand and take take up challenges that you do not want to be involved. But as you say, luck favors the brave. So calculated risk can be taken, which can also prove to be a turning point in your life. Leo Ascendant. Mercury is the lord of 2nd and 11th house of Leo natives. It rules the Dhana Bhava, and therefore it controls the financial side of your life, and it will go retrograde in your 2nd house. So on one hand, it can be very good time to increase your wealth and find a new source of income. It can act negatively in your personal life, where you might misjudge a situation, misread it, and end up taking a wrong decision. 2nd house is about your bank balance, financial security, and wealth in general. So be careful how you use your wealth, how you invest money. Especially if you are a businessman and you are trying desperately for a breakthrough in your business and you are ready to take a risk. But risk might not pay off the way you intend, the way you expect. Although if you plan your finances carefully and avoid taking too much loans and credits, you will be in a fairly good situation to actually increase your wealth. So move with caution. Pray to Goddess Lakshmi, and this Diwali, bring Kuber Yantra and chant Kuber Mantra to increase your wealth. Share food with your friends and family, especially in your office. If possible, go for lunch or dinner occasionally with family and friends during this time, and this will act as a strong community building activity. But avoid telling people their mistakes or give advice unless you are asked for. Also, while sharing your data, be careful. Students will favor from this Mercury transit, and students who are studying in natural studies in any form will see positive results. So eat less and take care of your sleep. Virgo Ascendant. Mercury loves Virgo. Virgo is the Mula Trikona zodiac of Mercury. It is also the zodiac of its exaltation, and Mercury is also the ruler of Virgo. Apart from this, the planet is also the lord of your 10th house, and now Buddha will go retrograde in your 1st house. This is an auspicious time and also a time of great change in your life, especially in your personality and in your career. This is a time where you can craft a new image and correct your social standing. A good time for people whose career involves their image. People in PR, people in media and social influencers. It is also a good time to find an alternative career for yourself if you want to follow your passion. It's a good time to check the feasibility of that. However, as the perception of you changes, it will not necessarily always be positive and can be negative too, which can impact your marriage because Mercury aspects your 7th house. Too much worry for career, for any major decisions that you take for your career will have a direct impact on marriage. So take everything into consideration and take the advice of your spouse seriously. For those who are associated with advertising or media sector, chances are that the Mercury transit will be more favorable. Also, for students involved in these areas like media, journalism, mass communication, history, writing, who are in the languages and IT industry will see positive progress and maybe a better chance of placement. Chant Ganesh Kavach every day for protection and visit Ganesh temple. Libra Ascendant. For the natives of Libra zodiac sign, Buddha is the ruler of their 9th and 12th house. Now during this period, Buddha will be retrograde in your 12th house. This retrograde phase of Mercury might bring major changes in your life. Well, this will not be the time to test your luck, work on a bigger financial expense, but it is a time to recover from your losses. So better take initiatives in such a manner that it is focused more on recovery and stability rather than growth at this point of time. Anything done out of anger, out of revenge, or to prove an unnecessary point will result into losses and chaos. This Mercury will aspect 6th house, therefore it will bring hidden enemies into limelight and will also bring out disease that is secretly hidden in your body, but for a good reason, so that you can find a cure and should recover. Do not ignore any threat and don't be too casual in your life. Respect other people's opinion and handle criticism in a matured manner. You might ignore the advice of your guru, of your father, of your guardian, which may result into unnecessary tussle, into unnecessary conflict of opinion, and may result into possible financial loss. So be careful. If you have to take a long distance journey, it is good time for people returning back to their home, as they might find a solution if they are stuck in that process. So stay careful, especially while taking foreign travel. Scorpio Ascendant. Mercury is the lord of your 8th and 11th house, and it will be retrograde in your 11th house. In such a situation, the retrogression of Mercury in your 11th house will give you favorable results. Why? Because 11th house lord is getting retrograde in 11th house. It's gains. It will create good communication and a favorable atmosphere between you and your family members, your distant cousins, and in your broader network circle. However, there can be some argument with your siblings, and this may create misunderstanding. Between whom? Between your siblings, between friends. So be careful if you are a mediator resolving conflict between two parties, as you can be blamed instead of being appreciated. You will also meet people of various interest and will improve relationship, therefore giving new opportunities to expand your business, to float your resume for a new career. This is a good time to get your money back also that is stuck somewhere, or complete an unfinished project. This will improve the quality of business and will give you some extra profits, but in staggered manner. This is also a good time for people in sales and marketing, advertising, sports industry. But if you are going to start a business with partnership, be extra cautious, like with whom you are getting involved with. As you know, as many times, sometimes I've seen that Mercury bring adverse situation when everything seems to be favorable. As Mercury rules your 8th house, you will have to be extra cautious on your health, on your diet, and take care of gastrointestinal disturbances. Chant Ganesh mantra for blessings of Lord Ganesh. Sagittarius Ascendant. Mercury is the ruling lord of the 7th and 10th house for Sagittarius. Mercury retrograde in Virgo will occur in the 10th house. This makes this transit, this retrograde, quite an important and interesting transit, as Mercury rules your marriage and your career, controlling half of your areas of your material life, the Kendra Bhava. You will get noticed at the workplace and your hard work will be highly appreciated. But remember that there is Mars in your 6th house and your success can make people jealous. You might have to face politics in office, so deal these situations with caution. Any sign of arrogance or pride may increase fight, and people can talk behind your back or can spoil your image, especially if those are working under you or reporting you in your office. Because Mercury rules your 7th house, it will have a direct impact on your marriage and your relationship with your business partner. People who are looking for a good partner will see that suddenly their search might end if you are eligible, and you might meet a good life partner. But retro Mercury has its own charm and can create unnecessary issues, so be extra careful during this time. You can't ignore the odds. Married people should be careful in how they communicate with their life partners, because ego clashes can happen. There can be some level of separation, either physically or emotionally, if you are caught off guard. You might end up explaining your point of view more than you need, and this can frustrate you, especially if you are a Mars-dominated person. So have a patient approach towards marriage. But in general, This is a highly positive time and a time when you can change your own destiny, create a more comforting life for you, and take any major decision done during this time will act as a destiny altering time. But you must always be aware of the consequence of your karma and be ready to face the challenge that comes along with it. Capricorn Ascendant. For Capricorn, Mercury rules over your 6th and 9th house, and the planet will be retrograde in the 9th house. 6th house is the house related to Prarabdha Karma, and when this Lord Mercury goes to 9th house, it connects your duties with your destiny. You may find this time conflicting with your father and your guru, but you must perform your obligation and duties without any tension or stress in mind. It's a good time for people involved in court-related matters or court proceedings. As 9th house is associated with travel, a work-related journey is possible. But try to avoid any leisure trips as it may result into untoward incidents that may ruin your experience and create losses, and if you have to, stay careful. Seva should be your dharma and charity work should be done to bring positive results and prosperity. Coming to students. Students involving in higher education, pursuing education in a foreign country, students involved in medicine or in law, or if you are preparing for civil services, you will see positive time, but will also have to struggle to find time to not only prepare for the studies but also fulfill your usual duties. You can also perform religious activities to correct Vastu dosh in your home or to correct doshas in your kundli. Through mantras and havan, you should be able to correct those, and you should also be available for people in need. Gratitude and humbleness are the key for success during this retrograde 9th Lord time. This is a good time to prepare for government services and look for transfer even if you are in private employment. However, business is one area which might see some struggle, so stay careful while investing money, especially if you are involved in service industry or if you are about to handle big government projects. Over ambition and a desperate need to change your destiny will only bring bad results. So patience is the key to success. Chant Ganesh Kavach every day for protection from Badha. Aquarius Ascendant. Mercury is the lord of 5th and 8th house for the natives of Aquarius, and it will be retrograde in your 8th house. 5th and 8th house are two important houses for any individual because they represent productivity and transformation. And because of the retrograde Mercury, this can be a negative time considering your ascendant lord is also retrograde in the 12th house, so you must be extra cautious while taking any step. And taking decision during retrograde Mercury, especially involving family and children, and to be more precise when it involves family of your spouse, be careful. Although you will get the support of your family, the retrograde nature of the planet might create occasional hiccups, and you will have to use the power of Jupiter in the 2nd house to create some out-of-the-box solutions. Also, you will have to take great care of your health, especially focusing on stress-free life, on investing on holistic living, and bring some happy changes in your day-to-day activities. People involved in speculative investments such as stock market, cryptos should be very careful, as investment made during this retrograde period can give you a sudden spike and profit, but also create a major dent in your finances. This is also the time when any activity associated with loans for buying a distressed property might not produce any fruitful results. And if the land and property is under litigation, you will have to be careful. This can also create fight in the family members for inheritance. But if you are the rightful person, rightful heir, then you will see that the things will eventually be in your favor. Respect the point of view of your spouse if you are married and deal with the situation calmly, and sometimes you will have to follow your heart. If you're involved in any kind of research related activity for, say, advanced studies such as you're doing a PhD, this will give you great success and opportunities during this retrograde Buddha, and you can actually create a breakthrough in your career during this time. Well, an 8th house transition of 5th Lord will bring transformation through mantra and will increase the involvement of occult energies in your life, so make the best use of it. Pisces Ascendant. Mercury is the Lord of 4th and 7th house of Pisces. So Mercury retrograde in Virgo will take place in your 7th house on 10th of September. So you must be careful while doing business in partnership or getting involved in a new partnership. The business deal may seem lucrative at first but might give losses later on, as you may discover some hidden issues. Check all the documents and paperwork carefully, and if needed, revisit them just to be sure. This will be a good time for traders, especially people involved into real estate, export and import, and those working in agriculture sector. Now, as the planet is retrograde in the 7th house, this may bring in some old issues back. This may bring back some old memories. So ensure that you are living only the good moments and not remembering the bad past. Unnecessary communication will only bring negative results and will create dispute between partners because of misunderstanding of each other. Also, when you have to speak up your heart. Try to use your words carefully, as it may create some trouble. But a proper, well-mannered communication with maturity will resolve issues and bring back good luck. Now, although Jupiter's presence in the 1st house and Mercury in the 7th house seems to be positive, right? But both are retrograde. This can make you adamant, and you might take decisions all alone, ignoring the interest of your family members. This can result into ego battles, so be careful. But in general, this is a positive time, and with 4th Lord 4th from itself, it's Bhavad Bhavam for Buddha. This increases the chance of bringing back people who are not in communication and have a close, happy family gathering. So it's not that negative. Now, assumption of power is the most negative thing during this time. This is the time of teamwork and a time when you show gratitude and remain humble. Students should be careful while preparing for their examinations and studies, as they might choose not to study a certain section, believing it is unimportant. This is a common practice among students, but don't do that. Keep yourself free from the past. Focus on the present and future. Look out for a holistic lifestyle in the future. Do yoga and pranayam and chant Mahasaraswati mantra.